Hello again, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of Focus Vandalia. My name is Rich Hopkins. I'm the communications manager for the city, and we're coming to you today from the Vandalia Justice Center, where inside, dispatchers are learning valuable skills that are shaving minutes off the time of an emergency. Vandalia's emergency dispatchers have a tough job, trying to be a calm and steady voice for callers dealing with an often frightening emergency situation.
The dispatcher is trained to determine what the emergency is through a preset protocol and get the fire crews started, and then they have a series of questions that they're going to ask as set by our medical director and our fire department that gives them additional information so that they can take the right equipment in, they can send enough manpower, do all those things to make sure that they can take care of the person with the medical emergency.
Earlier this year, all Vandalia dispatchers received specialized training designed to get more information from callers in an effort to get the right response rolling towards your emergency faster than ever before.
It's more of an enhancement to our service that we deliver to the citizens, to give them pre-arrival instructions. If somebody's having a allergic reaction or a cardiac arrest, we are now trained to give instructions on how to help deal with that, making the communication officers the true first responders. And in that minute to 2 minutes before a police officer or a fire department get on the scene, if we can enhance our survivability from a cardiac arrest standpoint or help that citizen a little bit more, then that just starts the level of care and then continues it on up from our police officers that get there and then the fire department.
Support Services Manager Anissa Kenzari says emergency medical dispatch training has been in place since July. She says the only drawback has been from callers concerned that the additional questions asked by dispatchers is somehow delaying the call for service, which is definitely not the case.
We just want our citizens to know that by asking the questions that we're asking and giving the instructions that we're giving, we're not delaying the response of the fire department or the police officers, that as soon as we get their location and what their medical emergency is, then we're dispatching. We are able to talk to them at the same time that we're dispatching through our software and the capabilities that we have. So we don't want them to think that we're delaying it in any way.
Kenzari says we can blame TV and the movies for the inaccurate notion that dispatchers have to finish a call before they can send help out.
That perception is out there because of the movies and media and entertainment industry. Always shows the dispatcher saying, okay, we're going to get help right to you, and then hanging up, and then they transition to dispatching. In reality, the dispatcher is typing at the same time they're talking. You probably don't hear it, but they're keying up a microphone and they're dispatching while they're talking to you, so they're talking and listening at the same time. We also have software that we can send it out and it electronically dispatches the fire crews. But there are many times where the citizen, because of that perception from the entertainment industry that says, why are you asking me all these questions? Just get somebody here.
And be sure to tell the dispatcher your exact location. A common misconception is the idea that the 911 center knows exactly where you're calling from the instant they pick up the call, even when they're calling from a cell phone. While that might be true in some cases, it's definitely not the case with every cell phone.
We have advancing technology that is enabling us to pinpoint more accurately where somebody is when they're calling 911 from a cell phone. But when we have the less expensive phones that you can go to a store and buy off the shelf, we kind of nickname those burner phones, those do not have a great deal of accuracy at all in them. It is the smartphones that have what we call phase 2 capabilities that we can really pinpoint in. And we are now, there's technology out there where the same stuff that like Uber uses or Domino's, when you can say, deliver to me on this street corner, we now have access to that technology and can use it. But we still need that person at the scene, at the emergency, to tell us where they are, because that is just technology, and we all know sometimes technology fails.
That's a thought echoed by Fire Captain Chad Garver, who says the more information you can give the dispatcher, the better your chance of survival.
We want to get as much information from you as we can. That way we can assign the correct resources, bring the correct equipment inside, so we're well prepared for what we're going to see when we get there. If we don't get that information, sometimes we have to play catch up once we get there to go get more apparatus, more equipment, and bring it back in. So it delays some of our response and our treatment.
Garver says in some cases, the lack of information while heading to a call can delay that response. And if crews need specific equipment that's not on their unit, the detour could add 6 or even 7 minutes to the response.
6 or 7 minutes is huge. 6 or 7 minutes is a huge deal. When you're talking about somebody that's not breathing, and you're talking about a 2-person medic crew, that's a big deal. That 6 or 7 minute delay is huge. Your chance of survival goes down drastically at that point. They're trying to do a lot of things all at once, and they don't have the resources to do that. And again, when you talk about somebody that's just a difficulty breathing and then going to that unconscious, there's a lot more equipment we have to take in. And for 2 people, that's either a lot of trips back and forth, so we're not giving the care that we need to give, or we're loading it all up on a cot, which is going to delay us getting inside to take care of the patient.
In place since July the 1st, emergency medical dispatch is already making a difference.
It's worked out well. We've seen a lot of improvements in call evaluation and how we're getting the resources, what we need there. And we also made some changes with our responses and things when we went to this new CAD system to help build upon what we're doing now.
The big takeaway with the emergency medical dispatching is that communication and information are the 2 most important aspects of any rescue. That's going to do it for this edition of Focus Vandalia. I'm Rich Hopkins. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.